Hey, it was a good guess. Yeah, the title was too long.
Gross.
Hmm? I'm just a terrible person.
Just
Yep.
Like and subscribe.
just like life choices.
Yeah. All right, so we're doing this.
It's just like the treasure chest.
I guess I'm going to call it done. I've been playing with this stupid thing for a while. Absolutely am behind on my own homework. It's all due Saturday because Blender was open.
Oops.
I had no choice. Um, so I'm going to call mine done. I'm going to walk you through how to unwrap and apply and all and do all the stuff that we need to do to get this as an FBX over into Substance Painter, which you also have access to. So go download that, have fun. Substance Painter time. Huh?
Or might not have anything new.
It might not. It might not. Yeah, she's already a Substance Painter person. So this is actually my model, and I've got the back faces like turned on. The yeah, face orientation. So that's why you can see the red there. So I can just make sure that everything's right. And then this is all modifiers going on here. So I've got a mirror modifier on the Y, which gives me this shape. I've got a mirror modifier on the Z, which pushes it down, and then I've got my array, which gives me this whole ridiculous massive thing. So when you look at big complex models, look for the symmetry. Yeah, that like with all that off, this isn't that bad. Like that actually wasn't that much to model. And the good news is it's not going to be that much to unwrap. So yeah, there it is.
What if you didn't do something like that, and you just had a complex model as a whole?
Then whatever, you're using Ministry of Flat. Don't even worry about it.
Yay!
Weirdo. All right, so I'm just going to try to just work with this. I've got no materials on here. So I'll just add a material slot. We'll just call it, I don't know, this will be our base. Metal. I assume it's going to be metal. I don't know what else survives out in space. I don't think we're going to do PVC space stations.
Plastic.
Plastic.
That'd be tough.
Imagine plastic spaceship.
And I did something already with this where I, instead of material groups, I used vertex groups and said, hey, I want this to be a certain thing. And so if I come over here to my data, you can see I've got a glowy and a Greeblers group here. So go to tab to edit mode. This is not required, but this is just something that I was doing while I was modeling. So I can have nothing selected and say, give me all of the Greeblers, and then there's all these spots where I want to add some extra detail later. So that's a specific area that I'm going to give its own material now. So with those selected, I'll come down here and make a new material. We'll just call it Greeble. I'll assign it to what I've got selected. And then just to make things easier to understand, so I can make sure that I've got everything done, I'm going to give that a color. So if I pop over here, I picked a color for that. Base metal, I'm going to make sure, well, I'll leave base metal alone. So I'm just separating out the different materials I'm going to want to use later. Like this is going to be weapons. All right, I took off the crazy guns I had, but I like that. So I'm just going to call that get a new material for that. We'll just call it weapon glow. I think it makes sense to make that red or blue or something. And I got to assign it.
What's typically used on those spaceships for the glowy weapons?
Mm.
I guess
Blue usually is just like, hey, it's got energy, and red's like, oh crap. So
It's got energy. Red is, oh, it's a bad guy.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, lightsaber style. That's the way it goes.
Also, blaster from
explain
Star
that
Wars.
to the TIE fighters and Rebel Space
Okay, man.
Stations.
All right.
Okay, well, because they had.
I had another one picked out that I'm calling glowy, and so I'm going to select those.
The Glowkeys.
In the original Star Wars stuff, the blaster fire was blue for the.
And so this is where I'm going to have like just kind of a blue or a white energy
Oh, wasn't it was green?
going on.
For the
No,
Kids, kids, kids.
no.
It's fine. Everything's fine. So I'll call that energy glow.
Clone Wars are different from the original 3 episodes.
We'll make it blue.
Sunfire is blue.
We'll assign that.
That's about it.
And so I'm just looking for anything else that I want to be not just regular metal. Oh, I think I had some windows back here. Let me do those. Oh, there's another glowy thing I need to do. All right. So I'm going to take this guy and we'll just make that the energy glow. Not the torpedo looking glow. And then I'll grab all these windows. Yep, 12. New material. Call it windows.
You don't want to get sued by Windows.
I didn't say Windows 95. I just said Windows. It's fine. And I kind of like, I'm gonna pretend these are windows in here too. Assign that Windows. Actually, I'm going to make Windows something else.
Windows 11.
We got a color. And then part of my thinking here was, if I turn on this mirror, this could be kind of like a little entryway and like a little launch bay or something. So we can like land little ships here and go in and out. So I need probably some different looks there. We'll just call that a window too, maybe. So do that, assign that a window texture. We'll try to keep things a little bit simple. And then I'm going to add we'll just call it accent metal. We'll figure out if we want that to be lighter or darker later. Add a color, and I'm just going to start selecting some things. There we go. Grab all of that. I'm using control. Oh, I don't have those on. That's awful. Somebody fire that guy.
All right, Professor, you're fired.
So I'm using control and click. And so if you shift and click, then you just add to your selection. And then if you use control and click, then it will try to get between the last thing you clicked and the new thing you clicked, like the closest path, and grab all of those faces. So I think I've got all these faces. Oh, maybe not that one. Shift and grab these. Well, I'll know by the time I assign stuff. There we go. That one and that one. Okay, so I'm just going to assign that the accent metal color. Yep, there's a few I missed. Tiny little guys. So we can start off just like we're, I don't know, coloring by numbers, paint drops, whatever. Those. Get these up here. So everything inside. And I could have done this earlier, but I was still busy. adding more detail, and then adding more detail.
And then adding more detail.
And then, yeah, after that, I think is what I did was add more detail.
Is the pinnacle of Blender addiction is just adding more and more detail.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably an addiction at this point. I'll admit it.
I think mine's an addiction.
There's a health addiction. Because you can stop whenever you want.
You would think, but my lack of progress on my homework for the week says otherwise.
Same.
So I'm just going to get this little bit around here and add that accent metal. Oh, I didn't get the window material added there like I wanted to. So this might look like a lot of work, and maybe all the shift and clicking and assigning stuff is, but it's going to pay off. All those.
Can't you like select faces and meshes in Substance Painter for masking?
Yeah, but I don't want to spend all day in Substance Painter.
What?
Bro, I gotta like eat lunch or something at some point. Got all day.
I feel like it would take about the exact same time, if not quicker, to put it in.
So what?
To select faces in Substance Painter.
Don't mind him, he's fine.
Don't worry, I'm totally sane.
No one said that. Okay, start here.
I haven't eaten any of the Norwegian fish from the penguins of Madagascar.
I don't know what is he talking about?
Which
Norwegian fish?
What is bro yapping about? All right, so we've already got more detail on it now just with these colors. I think for the most part we'll go with that. Let me put the accent metal around this. It's on the side. There we go. Yeah, we'll say good enough for now. We get the point, right?
No.
Sean, why are you here? Why do I put up with you? Okay, so this, whatever this is, that started off as a cylinder or a torus. I think it started as a torus, then I went nuts. So that by itself probably doesn't have much of a UV unwrap, but there's not a lot there. I'm just going to try to, I'm going to go to my UV side here. Yeah, look at that mess. Like that's left over from it being a donut or a torus or whatever.
It was a donut that got turned into a spaceship.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's happened in this class a few times. Yeah, I've had students who took their Blender donut and then added rocket boosters and things to it and
Actually?
had fun. So I'm gonna just try to just unwrap angle based. That's fine, I guess. Honestly, since Substance Painter is going to do a lot of the heavy lifting for us, I can just do a smart UV project. I'm just going to lay all this stuff out. I think probably the only thing I'm going to want just to be sure is I want to add to the island margin. which just separates these chunks out. So if I'm painting in Substance Painter, I won't be getting too far outside the line and coloring on something else. So I like the island margin there, correct aspect. I'm not even going to separate out the different materials. I'm just going to leave that as is. So we've got our unwrap for that. Now, before I go to export this, but I've got to apply all my modifiers, that means that, go back here, it looks better. Whatever I paint here is going to mirror exactly over there. So if there's more I wanted to do paint-wise, like I wanted something extra, like a scar on this side that's not on this side, then I'd have to do a separate unwrap after I apply my modifiers. But for now, we're going to go with a just very industrial look. Everything's going to look the same. This is a brand new, unused, unattacked space station. So we got that unwrapped.
Until 5 seconds.
Save. And then just in case, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save a copy or save as. So this will be station pre-export. And I had other objects in here that I want to get in there as well. So let me just bake this down. So I'm just going to apply this first modifier and just go down the list. All right, now that's got a lot of polygons, but the unwrap and everything else was easier than it should have been. All right, the other things I want. What's this guy? Oh, that was that. Yeah, I didn't get far with that one. We don't need him. We don't need the cube. Don't need Spidey. I think the empty was that picture I brought in. I do have a power core, which is just a cylinder. I mean, not a cylinder, a sphere. I've got in the middle here. I'm going to make that nice and glowy and fun. And apparently I've already got a material on it called power core, so it's got its own thing. And since that was a primitive, it's already unwrapped. It's fine. So I won't even mess with that. I had a cap for the power core, which I probably need to do something with. That's on the top and the bottom. So again, I've got arrays and mirrors going on with this. Before I get too far into that, let me go back and let me unwrap the small thing I've got here. So it's all that. I think the angle base. Nope, angle base still makes it look really funky. So let's do, again, a smart UV project. It's that. It's fine. I'm probably just going to keep one material on it, one metal. So it's good. Give it a material. Oh, we already got a material on it. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to come to my arrays of modifiers and start applying. So I'm going to apply the mirror, apply the array, apply the smooth by angle, and now that's all an object by itself. And the last piece I've got is here. And that's actually just this. So that little wedge of a thing, I've got it mirrored to the bottom half of the station, and then this array wrapped it around. Let me make sure. Yeah, looks like I've already got colors on that.
You good?
Yep.
What did I do?
Everything.
Yeah, I done messed up. Okay, so I'd made a material and I thought I had applied this window material to these other extrusions here, but I guess I didn't. We're gonna roll with it. No, I'll get the top one at least. We won't worry about the bottom one. Come over here. Grab these guys. I'm gonna select more, so I've got the sides of that as well, and I'll assign.
More crabs.
I don't even know anymore. I just don't know. What do I do with this kid?
That's where MOAR comes from, though.
All right. In the interest of moving on, I'm not going to bother with that. So let me just go into this. I want to go to UV editing. That's everything there.
Everything but sharp edge. Right.
Do another smart UV project. We'll say it's fine. All right, so now I'm going to apply the modifiers here, and then we can finally export. So apply the mirror, apply the array, and I'll go ahead and apply the smooth. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 objects that I want to export as an FBX. It's kind of fun looking like that. I don't know. Might keep it. So I've got them all selected, and this is going to be the fun part. Oh, Control S just in case. So I'm going to come down here to File and Export and FBX. And finally, we get to use our exports folder. So I'm going to go to the exports folder, and then I've got a preset for all this, but I'll walk through all of that. Hello, there we go. So I want to first, this path mode, I'm going to say make that copy. I'm going to hit this little button over here so that little folder lights up blue and we've got something in it. That is going to make sure that our materials, and if we had textures even, which we don't yet, would go with the FBX export. So it's going to be in there. I don't need batch mode. I'm going to turn on selected objects because I selected everything I want to export. I don't want that other ship and Spidey cube and everything else going with it. And I'm going to click on just mesh. Now, if you have lights and cameras and other things you want to go with your FBX, you can turn those other things back on. Armature if you got animations, but I just want the mesh. So we got that's all good. Got that setting. Scale to 1 is fine. Apply unit. I don't have animation. Apply, use space, transform. Everything else looks good. Really, the biggest part is selected objects and mesh and path mode copy, and then that little button lit up. So we'll just call this station for painting.
The Z forward and Y up gave me so much trouble in the DET-210 class. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're going to Unreal?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, it's a different world, man.
Yeah, it was painful.
All right, so I've got it named. I'm just going to hit this, export FBX. And I can double check myself, make sure it's there. So Blender, find my folder.
Way.
It honestly looks kind of silly here, but we'll go with it.
Like gambling ship.
Yeah, this is a space casino with lots of torpedoes on the sides in case you try to run away.
Yeah.
No, this is
You're
where
not leaving
Like
until
a
you
mega
lose all your
roulette
money.
that you like bet on, and there's like a huge ball that goes around the ring.
No, this is the final boss for Cuphead 2.
So I've got the 3D viewer, which is apparently going to completely die after June 30th this year. So, but that's what I've got installed and set up on here just so I can double check my FBXs, make sure they look all right. Huh? Oh, yeah. So you've got to go into settings and turn on FBXs because some security thing happened to somebody somewhere and Microsoft said never again. All right. So I've double checked it. That's good. So I'm going to close this. You know what? Just for giggles, I'm going to save again. Why not? I'll minimize Blender for now and open up Substance Painter. So you can, right, you should have Creative Cloud Desktop because you got Photoshop for free. Photoshop Web, what the hey? And then you can download about a billion other Adobe products, and some of them are even good. I've already downloaded Substance 3D Painter.
I mean, Premiere Pro's kind of nice.
It has its moments.
It lets you make the Mind Song remixes. Never mind. You don't know the Mind Song?
Not all of us are weird like you.
Okay.
Well, that opened faster than I thought, so now we're just going to sit here and chew awkwardly. I'm going to do File and New.
Document resolution 4056.
This is creating a new project in Substance Painter. There's all these different setups for templates. There's one for Blender. I'll use that. I'm going to select my...
Bearskin rug.
Not the bearskin rug. Select my spaceship from my exports folder. And then there's like another bajillion settings here. Trying to think.
I feel like if it's big, you probably want a bigger texture resolution.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with a big texture resolution for now, which may mean that I'm going to have a hard time in a little bit trying to upload this to Sketchfab. So
Yeah.
I'll do that on purpose and show you a workaround.
It just looks so terribly detailed.
Yeah. This will do an unwrap for you. I mean, I've used it. It's okay-ish. It's especially good if you've got a model from somewhere else you want to paint and you don't want to go like open it up and do the unwrap yourself. Everything else is just fine. So I'm just going to leave it at 40, 4096 on the thing, Blender starter, and there's my guy. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK.
Okay.
And now I've got my station in here. Now, first thing you want to do, the first thing you're tempted to do is start painting. Don't do that. This may be something new for Ray. Maybe. We'll see. Well, let me just show you. So I've got all this over here. Welcome to another panel of buttons by Adobe. I'm going to hit this smart filter and look at smart materials. And so these are really, really awesome materials that are smart, but not until I do something to make them smart.
You gotta bake the mesh now?
Yes, I'm going to do that for sure. So I'll get this machinery yellow paint over some rust. I'll just drag that over here. And that takes over my base metal on the station, but doesn't look all that cool. Huh, why is that? So that's where we want to bake our textures. So yeah, well, how do I explain this? So I'm going to go my texture set settings over here, right next to layers, this little square with a slash through it, and I want to bake mesh maps. And so this is going to do a whole bunch of calculations when I hit this button and figure out all the crevices and all the like where things meet, where light might not be shining, and it's gonna bake all of that data into the UV so that our smart materials look smart and things just look way better. So look at it. It's just going to go through. It's going to look like a rainbow is throwing up on your computer.
How on earth do rainbows throw up?
Like this. I just told you. It's just doing this thing. Yeah. And so it's doing a whole bunch of calculation that I do not want to do myself. Thank you. And dun, dun, dun. Beef is playing Eugenics on Steam, apparently.
Beef? Like cow beef?
No.
Cheese.
Friend of mine. Beef.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like it's done. So you can see like already we can see like a little more detail just in this view of where the light and shadows are at. So if I return to painting mode, look, it changed up what's happening there.
Gosh.
Yeah, and so I'm not going to use this metal, but like it's tried to say, okay, this is like an interior part, right? Or whatever. This might be more rusted in here. And so it's taken this rust and this metal paint and tried to apply it smartly. Hence smart material. I don't want to use that actually, but that was just a good example. So I'm just going to come over here. So now I've got all these channels that I made, right? Accent metal, base metal, all these different spots. And they've got layers over here, just like we would in Photoshop. I'm going to just get rid of this guy, remove that. So we're back to normal. And dragging materials onto spots is just kind of where we're at now. So I'm going to look for different metals. What? This is the step one. Okay. Like what? How long you been using Substance Painter?
I like to hand texture everything.
Okay.
I'm a weirdo who likes to
But
texture everything.
but a nice base metal or a base color is still nice.
I don't texture ships and stuff. I texture
Yeah.
organics.
Okay, so I got a nice scratched steel. That seems like it'd be a good base. Sure. A ruined steel, stained steel. We'll use stain for the accent. It's already looking cool. And then I can come in here and just like Photoshop, I can add different blending styles, layers on top. I can paint on top of it. I can do adjustment layers. I think I'm just going to try darken. Will that even work here? No, because it's not on top of anything, so that doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to add let's see, there we go, mask, layers, effects. I'm going to add a fill to this. Or you know what? I bet there's layers in here I can jack with. So I'm going to open up this group of layers. We've got steel base, we've got dirt, we've got sharpen. And so as I select each of these layers, I get access to its properties down here. Let's just see if there's a color I can put on top of this. Okay, I'm just going to make a new layer in here. And we'll paint it. Where's my fill? Sean?
Huh?
What do you mean with your fill?
I just want to.
It's not a fill.
I know where your Phil Swift is, but
You just color.
He's done. He's done.
Or
oh wait, it's
Alright.
the
there
it's,
is a way that you can color based off of faces.
Okay.
it's the thing
What?
underneath. Like if you go to the far left.
Please don't color on just like a layer thing like that. What are you doing?
I'm not trying to color on just a layer thing. Be nice to me. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to.
Look under texture set settings on the right.
Oh, that thing.
No, under right there.
There. Yes, that's what I'm looking
Hit
for.
that, and then right click it and do a black mask. And then anything you color in that, you can change its color very easily.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
That's it.
All right. So yeah, we're gonna let her finish teaching the class. All right. Up here, we've got 2D and 3D, 3D only, 2D only. So I'm just gonna look at this. This is the channel I've got, accent metal. This is the only spots where we've got it. And so I'm going to use my brush and a little bit of color. So paint's fine. My brush set. Where's my color? Where's my color? There we go. It's grayscale. Just paint over those. Just painting over the 2D parts. And it's going to look a little different because it's already got light and shadow pre-calculated in a lot of spots. So do that. Go back to 3D. And so now my accent is lighter, but it's at least a different color. So that's cool. For the most part, we can just drag in some different materials and colors now. That's all steel bright. Oh, that looks fun. Why don't I just do that? I should just do steel dark over the top of that. There we go. Hull damage, copper. I'm gonna do a worn copper here in on the greebling. Looks kind of fun. Turn off this filter. I need something good for a window that isn't creature teeth or creature flesh. Creature tongue? Yeah, we want creature tongues for windows. Let's try it. Yeah. Don't go in that window.
It's a living spaceship.
That's awful. Let's just, yeah, that didn't happen. We didn't do that.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
I might do it.
he would. He would. One thing to note, I probably have more materials and things in here than you do because I've added things over the years. Ooh, glass visor. I like it. We're going to go with that. There's our window material now. So you can add lots of different materials and stuff to your palette. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah, substance3d.adobe. There's a whole bunch of assets here. And so if you need something that we don't have already, just look for, I don't know, window. And I don't want models.
Are we able to make it so that
Thanks.
generators can we can have triplanar projection? I guess not.
All right, there's a filter in here just for getting materials, but I'm not messing with that right now. But yeah, substance3d.adobe, you can get some new stuff. I liked that for the window. What else do I need on this bit? Guess I need my glowy stuff.
Glowy stuff.
Yeah. Let's just look for glowy. We have a glow? Nope, no glow.
That's
Buddy, you all right over there? Fabrics, paint rolls. So these I'm just in regular materials now, and there's a lot going on there, but they aren't going to do the like stuff around the edges like the smart materials are. Just show all. What do we got? Tons of stuff in here. 3D linear, masks. We won't even get into painting. We'll just keep with the smart. Smart materials, not masks. Okay. I'll find a plastic for that, and then we'll add some emission to it. That one looks fun.
Galvanized my entire helicopter. Spaceship hybrid thing.
Let's use plastic thick, whatever. It's already red. So there we go. We got that on there now. It's got some cool normal map stuff going on. So now let me go here. This is the weapon glow. Plastic thick. Scratches, grunge, variation. There we go. Plastic. Levels in height, yeah. And I want to add emission to this. So I'm going to turn that on as well to the base.
It's in plus.
Huh?
Never mind. Then
I'm going to paint on the emission, right?
I thought you could just like click the emissive part and then you could just scroll down.
Yeah.
And then you could like
Yeah.
change.
And then give it a color.
Yeah. What?
It's not emissing.
Oh.
Maybe because I've got it. There we go. Yeah, I had the plastic over the top. The plastic was obscuring it.
That's weird.
So yeah, I just pulled that base up over the plastic, and then now it's all glowy. So we're fully armed.
How powerful are these laser cannons?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
All right. I'm gonna do something a little that had some like normal map to it that looked a little funky. What time is it? Okay, just making sure. I'm gonna just grab a smoother thing for my energy down here, and then I think we're done with this part of the station. So let me see. Just something fun. Wood, plastic. This one's already blue. We'll just use it. So I've got a blue on there. I'm gonna do the same thing. So come and open up my plastic glossy, and I'm gonna roll down to my plastic base, and then turn on the emissive map here, and then scroll down and under emissive. Oh, perfect. I'm just going to use the dropper and grab that blue. So now I've got a blue color glowing out of there, which is actually probably a little too close to our window blue, but we're going to roll with it. So that's fun. Let me actually just copy this. Copy that whole bunch, and I'm going to find my energy. Is this the one? The core, power core. There we go. So I'm going to paste that into my power core, and now I've reused that. I think I'm going to turn the dust off and this roughness. And so this power core is going to be just really, really glowy. And I'm probably going to change its color to be a little lighter. There we go. So I want to keep it that same blue. So it's like you can see that we're tapping energy from it, but it's lighter and glossier. Fun. All right, now I just need to paint up the core, and we'll export this and show you some more fun stuff. Again, so what did I use? I used scratch steel over here. So I think I'm going to probably just use that for this. Same look. Use that for the base there. What do I use on that? Like a copper? We'll just use a copper again. That's fun. Right? I mean, I get to do whatever I want.
Yeah. Now, with that
I'll
one,
use
it's
gold
got
on
blue, I
that.
think.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, the gold looks good as windows. You know what? I may change the other windows to gold. It's purty. It looks good as an accent to the copper. All right, I'm going to try it. Now on my windows, I've got the gold over the glass. I'm just going to turn the glass off. Yeah, I like it. We're going to go with it. In the interest of time, we're going to say we're done. But that's it. And then if you wanted to do manual painting just to make Ray happy, you can paint on layers. Don't start with me.
Don't paint on those layers, paint on the bucket layers.
What?
Paint in the bucket layers with the black mats. There's so,
All right, it's
so much
fine.
better.
It's fine. We don't have time for all that.
It's so much better to do that.
Okay. All right, pretending we like this, we're moving on. So these are massive 4K textures, but when I'm done, probably something I should have done a few times already is save. You were just after me today. What is your problem?
I don't know.
All right. Generally, what I'll do is I will just go ahead and save the Substance Painter project file in with the exports. So call it a painted station. And what this is, this saves this project. So I can come back in later and change the color of the glowy orb in the middle or whatever. So all of this, layers and everything are all set and saved in that file. Now I'm deciding I don't like the gold as much there. So let's turn that back on. Yeah, I'm going to go back with the blue windows. All right, save it again. And now the trick is going to be getting it out of here. So we want to go to File and Export Textures. And these are all of the materials that I've got that I named, all to be nice and fun and different. And by default, it looks like we're going to save this many different maps per. So 77 textures are set to be exported. Super fun.
This is why.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to Blender.
Only one.
I'm going to go to Blender and use that preset. And let's see what I actually need. Base color, yeah, we want that. The normal map is nice. The metallic, the roughness. I do have emission. I don't have alphas. I don't need the alpha on. Let me turn that off. And I'm going to turn off displacement. All right, so now I'm only 5 times, it's still 77, according to that. Look back and back. There we go, 55. So I got 55 different textures set to be exported. Sounds like a lot of work if we did this in Photoshop. Right, right. So I'm going to save this. By default, it's looking at some Substance Painter thing. I'm going to go ahead and put this in my textures folder. So Blender, this year, this project, textures. And when I'm pulling in like a whole sets like this, I'll just go ahead and make a subfolder inside of textures. So call it Station Paint. Save in there. Our output is Blender. Our file type's PNG. The size right now is based on each texture set size. Or we can just full on say go 4K, or we can just completely melt the world and say 8K.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fun. We'll just leave it at 4K and I'll hit export, and look at that. 55 files are being saved There we go. Done. We just saved 55 textures. I know, it's wild, right? So we go back here, render. Who's excited to map all of these back onto our object?
So excited. You said who's excited to map, and I was just like,
Right? That's only 55 images. We'll be fine. Let's go do it. So they're all there. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and shut Painter down. Yes. Save it.
This is what I'm going to and follow and select everything.
And that's a way to do it. I'm just trying to show the fastest way because we only have an hour and 20 minutes per class. All right. Back to Blender. We're going to start mapping all 55 of those manually. No freaking way. Check this out. So I'm going to go to Edit and Preferences, and I think under Get Extensions or Add-ons, somewhere you're going to look for something called Node Wrangler.
All right, this thing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I think it has to do with cows.
This does not have to do with cows, but thanks for playing. Yeah, so it looks like just add-ons. It's another one that I think is just now baked in, so you shouldn't have to download anything, just turn it on. So turn on Node Wrangler in your add-ons, and then I find it easier to do all of this from the shading tab.
You could.
So I'm going to pop over here, and then just start grabbing
To see that.
objects and materials. So I've got my station selected,
Like,
and then as I go through here and select different materials, then that's what's mapped here. So I've got base material selected. I'm going to highlight it here in my shader. And if I'm remembering right, it's Control-Shift-T. Yep. Magic. Control-Shift-T from there. And I'm going to go to my textures folder, my station paint, and I'm doing base metal. So I'm going to grab base metal and shift and base metal. So I've got all 5 of these selected. Hit the button. They all get mapped properly. Normal maps get set up as normal maps. Metallic, roughness. I think we did an ambient occlusion, but yeah, this is nice. And so I've got to do it 10 times, but I don't have to do it 55 times. So come in, do the greeble, same thing. Grab that Control-Shift-T and just look for the name that matches the material name I gave it.
You're right. This is so much nicer.
Oh,
This is a miracle.
makes life better. So this is weapon glow, and so I'm just going to go through here and just do all that. Yes, it's still a little manual, but if you tried doing it the other way, you'd be just as impressed as Sean.
Perfect. And now for lighting stuff. No, I'm not finished with the model. This is just a test run.
All right, stay with me. When I get this done, I've got more to show. Oh, okay, that's right. I had 2 different windows. One for the go, that's those windows. And then I need to do the accent metal. That's Control-Shift-T all the way. Go. It already looks like cooler, right? Go get my power core. And if your emissives don't emiss quite, we can play with those settings another day, another time. All right, cap metal. I do have some tutorials already linked on our assignment page that talk about emissive and even getting cool space backgrounds and stuff for our renders. This is the last one. All right, I've got a thing. Super fun. All right. We need to do more. So let's go check this. So I want your FBX with your quality textures on it. And then we're going to post an FBX to Sketchfab, and that might need either smaller textures or we will cheat our way into putting the textures on it. It's going to be a lot more manual than what we just did in Blender. So
That doesn't sound like cheating, man.
it's sort of. All right. So I want the FBX. We already exported an FBX for painting, but now we've got it all together in Blender, and so I want an FBX of this. So again, I'm going to grab all the things. So we got our 4 objects, same settings as before. So export, FBX. This is where the path mode copy really comes into play. Like if that's not highlight blue with something in the box, not going to work. And so we're going to just call this finished station, spaceship, whatever it is. Everything else should be the same. When you've got this all set up, right, with your path mode copy, selected objects, mesh, anything else you got going on, you can save this as a preset. So you hit plus and say, I like this preset. So this is FBX in 220 or FBX with materials, whatever, and just save that. And then when you come back in, days, years later, you've got these different defaults that you can just set, and all these other things get set with it. All right, finish station, export FBX. Yeah. We're happy. Yeah, I feel fulfilled now. Okay, let me just double check that with my FBX viewer. Also, the FBX viewer makes things look like garbage, so I'm not even upset that it's going away. Yeah, it's not the prettiest, but I can see the materials are there.
It's kind of a blessing that it's going away.
Yeah, they've been trying to get rid of it, I think. All right, so we got that. We can tell it works. So I want this turned in a separate file. So for this assignment, step 4, just give me your FBX with the stuff attached. You already turned in your concept art. You will turn in the full Blender folder with your textures, maybe even with your Substance Painter file in it. Note, the Substance Painter files are chunky. They're big boys.
Yeah.
If you have a hard time zipping or uploading the Substance Painter files, the first thing just to delete out of that folder and then resubmit. Be nice if I can get the Substance Painter file.
Someone who's worked with them.
Yeah, they're chunky files. And then we got this for glowing and stuff. So this is going to be like we usually do. So on step 2 here is where I want your whole Blender folder. And then let's look at step 3.
Are there like post-processing effects for Blender? Like,
Oh, yeah.
they have
Yeah, there's some.
Unreal Engine has them.
You mean like Unity Engine has? Yeah. Okay, it looks like this is set up as a quiz, but I'm just going to be looking for a link to your model that you're already giving me the FBX of on Sketchfab. So if I go to Sketchfab and then wait 3 days for it to load, what's going on with this? Weird. All right. Who would have guessed? It'd be the upload button. So we'll go upload, go browse for my, not the fire extinguisher. Okay. Let me look. Go find your FBX with the stuff in it. I can almost guarantee this isn't going to work with the 4K textures, but I wanted to show it not working so that you can see me not panic and then you can not panic later. Finish station. Upload. So there is a file size limit for uploading to Sketchfab that we might need to find the workaround for. So that only counts for the first upload, the first submission. So if my textures are too big, then I can upload the model without textures and then apply the textures in Sketchfab later. But it looks like maybe, huh? Now I'm thinking, oh, I should have gone with 8K. Do a coffee break at that point. All right. While that's processing, the title, it's going to take off the name of your FBX, but you can change that. Add categories so people can, like, if they're looking for different things. Science and technology. Yep, that's definitely what mine is. It's also a vehicle, maybe. Yeah. It's kind of architecture. Does it only let me do 2 categories now? That's different. Okay. Add tags. Blender. Substance painter. Oh. Substance painter. There we go. DET 220. Class project. So add stuff that makes things easier to find, right? If someone's just in here going, hey, I wonder what people have been making in DET 220, and they search for that, then they'll find your model. It's going to be awesome. Who can see? Anyone? Download? No. Here we go.
So you can prevent.
Yeah, so you can say, no, don't let anyone download it. They can just look at it. Or you can be like, take my model and the textures. That's fine. And you can click on free and just sell your soul for nothing.
Yeah.
Or you can click on store and actually like charge people money if they want to download your model and your texture, and you got to come up with some licensing and all that stuff.
I don't think I can do that.
I'm not giving my stuff away.
So wait, are you able to search by tag?
Yeah, you can search by tag.
Let's see it. I just see search 3D models.
Yeah, here we go.
Not that much appears.
DET 220. Not everyone's been tagging their stuff. Some of these are old.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yep, I knew. I knew just looking at it. I was like, I know whose model that is.
Who's?
Camila Rodriguez, who's working at some subsidiary of EA now.
It looks cool.
Riot? No. Raven? Raven, maybe. Raven's? Where's she at?
There's a lot of details of this one.
This isn't showing me his
Hmm.
Instagram was up there. Pretty cool. It's like Spaceship.
Oh, nice.
I have to see that.
All right, so let me go ahead and hit save. At least save the details I've put in. It might be that
Are you able to like post
it finished the upload, but it's still processing my 55 4K textures, probably.
Are you able to like post image renders on Sketchfab as well? Or
No, but you can set the angle of the thumbnail.
oh,
Yeah, so if you're going to, we'll just let this keep doing its thing. I'll go find one that I've done. Right, so let's say, well, while we're on spaceships, here we go. So I'll pull this one up. So this is one I've got on Sketchfab, and then I can literally just like move this around as the owner of the thing and say, you know what, that's what I like. Save view, and that becomes the initial camera view and the thumbnail. And you can go, when you go deeper in edit properties, you can do all that too. So edit 3D settings in here, then I can go back
that's sick.
and change the views, save the views.
You had lights or no?
There's some, you can move lighting around. Let me see, it's some set of buttons, kind of like in Substance Painter. Where you're like, yeah, you can move the lights around and stuff. But yeah, I like that view. Save it.
Honestly,
This is taking forever. So
spending too much time.
yours might take forever, especially if you use the 4K textures. But you need to wait it out, or at least wait for, I think they'll send you an email when it's done processing. So if you give me this link right now, I can't do anything with it. You need to be able to hit that publish button, and then that's the link that I want submitted for the little quiz. This says, hey, look, I posted my stuff. Unlock, conversion, and import. Download your own model. I need to upgrade my account to download my own model.
What?
Patrick's not.
Honestly, I really like this view.
Weird.
Spending too much time playing with the render effects, post-processing effects.
Okay, that's a new check box I haven't seen. Created with generative AI tools.
No. Ew.
No,
Why?
ew, disgusting.
Why are they
That's the
doing
run.
this?
That's the run on this.
Well, you know what? No, it means we can. No, it means we can block the tag. And
Yes.
see them ever again.
Yes,
You know it?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad it's there. I'm glad it's there.
All our 3D elves are working hard.
These 3D elves are dying right now. They're dying.
It's like, what the heck is this thing?
I really wanted to be John because the only shit I know from my game was but now I know. I'm realizing like I'm like
The spot doesn't
I was doing
so, oh my gosh, you use this
I'm like, oh shoot.
placement and use the texture map.
Okay, on that note, so here's something for if some of you want to add details, because I said there's not a lot of details.
There's that greebling thing.
This is cool. So this is I don't know if I can watch the YouTube on my YouTube. Follow the guy money. He uses geometry nodes, but a very simple thing. And so basically he just says, okay, all of these faces that I've got selected, kind of the way I did with the greebling in here. And that's why I did this. So I selected, that's funny. I lost them when I baked it all down, I guess. Nope, they're here. There we go, greebles. And so there we go. I'm going to select all these. So in these areas, that's what I'm going to want to do this video on. So all of these things that are gold right now, I've got these tags, these faces tagged, and so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to do this. And so this is just a bunch of geometry node things. It's going to do a bunch of random extrusions and stuff and give that like just blocky extra detail on it.
Does it have to be?
I think it's going to be cool.
Like certain.
You can there's lots of stuff you can do. This is just one way. We found a few others. I'll post the other video for greebling in here as well. You can do more organic round shapes and stuff. It's really just a whole lot of procedural stuff that you can apply and add lots of detail and just make it look cool. So
Is it a greeble modifier or what was it?
it's geometry nodes.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I follow that. I posted it in this class's Discord channel. And then let me see if I can find the other one. Maybe Micah posted it here.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay, there's another one. There's lots of. You just search like Blender and Greeble, and you'll find a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, I'm not done yet either, because I'm going to do all that with those areas.
Is there ever any type of
No.
There's always one area.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what else I could do, and then I don't sleep.
What? You didn't sleep anyway.
That sounds like Dave.
Oh.
All right. Well, this may or may not load, but when it loads, when it's done, when the 3D elves are finished, hit publish. Yeah, you won't be able to publish until the processing is
How
finished.
many vertices is this? It
Mine?
could also be because they put in like 10 materials.
Yeah, with 10 materials, 5 textures each. That's 55 4K textures that the 3D elves are working on.
Why?
And I'm only at 49,000 vertices. Should be fine.
Look up the results I wanted.
All right, that's where we're at. If you can't tell, I'm expecting spaceships to be really awesome looking, so much that you're going to show them off. And you've got maybe the first bit of your 3D portfolio on Sketchfab.
You'll get one.
Heck yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I told my dad because that's part of the reason why I would print it out.
There you go. Yeah. Officially and on the record, YouTube. I can't take bribes, but yeah, I will accept gifts.
It's just that, hey, Pop, you're pretty cool. Here's a gift.
Or also, like a nice grade wouldn't be a bad idea.
And also, you can turn it
Cut the feed. Cut the feed.